Alright, what's going on, guys? So, with WrestleMania being only but less than 2 weeks away, I just wanted to get my thoughts on this year's show and why I believe that this year is probably going to be very disappointing. Not because of the matches, but the build up. Um, the whole point of this video is because I just want to talk about how the internet has really destroyed the wrestling business in terms of kayfabe. Now, in terms of most of the matches, we all knew that, Kevin Owens was going to fight Chris Jericho and Goldberg was going to go up against Brock Lesnar. We all know all this, but the problem is that with spoilers and the dirt sheets and all that other stuff, it spoils everything. There's nothing to look forward to. Another example is, Shane McMahon versus AJ Styles. We knew this like 2.5, 3 months ago. And now that it's just about confirmed, there's nothing to be excited about. I feel like this year's WrestleMania feel is probably the lowest it's probably ever been. I don't know. I don't know how anybody can be excited for it. Because I'm not really looking forward to the show because it just feels so predictable. We all knew all the matches. We all know what was going to happen. We can probably predict the outcomes of all the matches, but the fact that we just know what the card was many months in advance, it just kind of spoiled the moment. Now I know a lot of people say, "Oh, WWE, they don't always do long-term booking," because the past couple years they've been doing kind of short-term booking because of injuries. Well, at least with the short-term booking, we could have some sort of surprises, or we couldn't figure things out like several months ahead. We didn't find out about it until like right before the matches were announced. But this year, we knew all of the matches like months before WrestleMania was even discussion. Like way before even the Royal Rumble, we all knew who was gonna face who, pretty much. Of course, we didn't know what mid card stuff like that, but we knew like the main stuff like Undertaker and Reigns, Shane and AJ, stuff like that. I feel like this year's WrestleMania is gonna be disappointing only because it doesn't have the WrestleMania feel. Like there is none. I don't know where it is. I wish it was back, but it's probably not gonna be back. And now they keep talking about, oh well, Roman is gonna retire the Undertaker. I hope this isn't his last match. It's gonna be interesting to see who's gonna win. Now, that's a match that I don't necessarily know the outcome of because you can either have Roman win, and he gets booed even more, and that could be the end of Taker's career, or Taker could win, go out like that, but it doesn't really do anything for the Undertaker to win. So it's kind of a lose-lose situation. That's why I think that they should have did Undertaker versus John Cena. That would have been a lot better, but Nikki Bella is about to retire, and John Cena is probably going to propose to her, so they had to do this match instead. No one's looking forward to this match. And then in terms of the rest of the card, I guess the match that could steal the show is Neville versus Austin Aries. That's probably going to be a good match. We'll have to wait and see, though. But I do think that that's probably going to be one of the best matches on the card. Now, in terms of AJ versus Shane, people say, well, remember Kurt Angle versus Shane? Remember that match that they had? Yeah, I know what you're talking about. And yeah, that could surprise us. But it's the fact that I wish AJ was facing someone else like Samoa Joe or Finn Balor or even Kurt Angle. Like he could do something to where Shane could say, well, I'm not going to fight you personally, but I could have someone represent me. And you can say, oh, Kurt Angle is going to come out and he'll face you for me. But that's not going to happen. The only reason why I'm even making that a thought is because Shane never exactly said that, hey, you're going to face me at WrestleMania. He just says you have an opponent at WrestleMania. And I know last week at SmackDown Live, Kurt Angle was backstage. So we don't know. But chances are it's going to be Shane and AJ. Now, in terms of Goldberg and Lesnar, that's probably going to close the show. I do think that match is probably going to be short. I mean, if they really want to, if Goldberg's really going to put over Brock, then it's only fitting for him to lose to Brock in like less than like 3 minutes, just like he's been beating him. You know, Goldberg's been pretty much beating everybody. I honestly didn't like how this match was built, but I'm not going to complain because I was one of the people who said, oh, Goldberg will never come back. And now that he's back, I'm enjoying his run. I'm glad that they're giving him one more title run. I'm glad they're letting him go out the way that he deserves to be going out. So, there's not really much to complain about that. Other than that, the rest of the card is just a bore. Like, I know Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton, but the problem is that, again, we kind of knew this was going to happen. Now, I do like the storyline that they did. This isn't going to be like a bad match, I don't think so, but I do think that Bray should probably win. Like, if you really want to put over Bray, he needs to win, because it's still kind of weird for him to be WWE champion after him losing so many big time feuds over the past 3-4 years. So we'll have to wait and see what they do with that. But I just feel like this year's WrestleMania is just there is no feel to it. It doesn't feel like WrestleMania. I don't know what this feels like. I don't know. I just hope that the show delivers. It'll probably deliver better than what I'm giving it out to be, but the internet has just ruined wrestling. Now, back to the topic of the video. Remember during the days where you didn't know everything that was going to happen? Like, nothing was spoiled for you? Like, those were the days. Like, back in the Attitude Era. Back probably early on in the Ruthless Aggression Era. Like, stuff like that was never spoiled. Like, we couldn't predict, like, all this stuff, or we didn't know what was going to happen several months in advance. Nowadays, we know everything. We know too much. We're all just a bunch of smarks, I guess. That's the best way to put it. So this year's WrestleMania 33, I think is probably going to be average. I don't expect it to be trash. I don't think we're going to get another WrestleMania 25. I know a lot of people say that one was disappointing. I personally don't have a problem with that one as much as others, but I can see why people don't like it. But I definitely don't think it's not going to be another one of those. But the internet has just ruined wrestling. It's like being spoiled in like the ending of a movie. It's kind of like that. Like, even though you don't know the outcome of these matches, sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. But the fact that we knew the card so long, it just sucked out all of the excitement. I guess we all just been used to it. Well, at least for me, I've been used to the past couple of years of this short-term booking and changing stuff up at the last minute and wrestlers being injured. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But I do think that the internet has pretty much killed wrestling. There is no WrestleMania feel this year. There is none. Triple H and Seth, that's the match that we all thought that wasn't going to happen, but it looks like they're going to go through with it. Let's see what happens then. That probably has the best storyline out of all of the matches, so it's good to see that match is still going on, but I don't know what Finn's going to do. I don't know what Joe's going to do. And then who's going to be called up the day after WrestleMania? Maybe Roman will go heel. We don't know. But that's just wishful thinking at this point. So that's the end of the video. That's just all I wanted to just get this stuff off my chest, because that's another reason why I haven't been talking about wrestling lately, is because this year's WrestleMania, it doesn't feel like WrestleMania. I know the past couple years people say, oh, the build-up for this match is bad, the build-up for that match is bad, but for me, this doesn't even feel like WrestleMania. This feels like a filler pay-per-view with just a bunch of matches. Feels like a glorified episode of Monday Night Raw with what's it gonna be, like 6 hours, like 2 hours for pre-show and then 4 hours for the main show. I think that's what we're gonna do. Hopefully next year it'll be a little bit better, but chances are it's probably not. That's why the internet has ruined wrestling. It really has. It's not fun anymore. It's bad enough that it's PG. It's bad enough that the games suck. Yeah, we already did a whole video on that. It's bad enough we have to suffer through all of this Roman Reigns shoving down our throats and all of the politics in the back, and with the Page and Xavier Woods stuff going on right now. It's bad enough that all of this is going on, distracting us from WrestleMania. But I feel like we deserve better than this. We do deserve better than this. But unfortunately, I think that wrestling is just on some sort of decline. Maybe it'll get better when Triple H fully takes over. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how he's going to let past wrestlers he's had problems with come back and, have one more run or have a, Hall of Fame induction. Because you know how Vince and Bruno Sammartino, they never got along, and then Triple H came in and he brung him in. Now, what would happen if Triple H was in charge pretty much for the whole company and CM Punk wanted to come back for a Hall of Fame? I know this is just wishful thinking, but let's say that Vince or Shane or whoever will have to be the Triple H of this situation. They would pretty much have to let Triple H's ego be pushed aside and let this person come in. So it's just going to be interesting to see what happens once Triple H climbs up the ranks. But it's going to be also interesting to see what Shane's role is going to be, because honestly, I feel like he's more deserving. I know that Triple H has done a lot, but he didn't marry into the business. He was born into the business. And I feel like if the next person in line is going to be Triple H, I feel that Shane should have a crack at it before that happens. But that's the end of the video. Let me know what y'all think this year's WrestleMania. I would be getting Mass Effect Andromeda, but I'm still waiting for this money to come in. So maybe I'll do like a first impressions or something in a couple weeks. It'll probably be next week. But thanks for watching. I see my subscriber count is going up slightly. I don't know why, but thanks. Leave a comment what you want to see. Catch you guys.